Okay, quick video to give an update on the aesthetic stat. I did some quick thing like this halfway through 2023, so I'll do the same this year, except this one will have a voiceover. I'll talk more on my new bulking routine and workout and diet and whatnot in my half-year 2024 update, which should be out in about 3 weeks at the time of uploading this, but basically, I'm bulking. This is probably my first elite bulk in my whole life. I was in a calorie surplus for a lot of 2014 and 2015, but my training was terrible. My training was good in late 2017 to early 2019, but my surplus wasn't too large, and I spent some of that time in a deficit. Training and diet was terrible from mid-2019 to March 2020. Lockdown workouts had a huge surplus, and the workouts were decent. But in early 2021, I started my whole new grind. I got my career back on track, so the training and diet wasn't as good as it could be during 2021 and 2022. But since 2023 started, my training has been better. It's had a lot more volume overall. I talked more on my gym/aesthetics progress in my 2023 life update video. Point is, for this quick vid, my bulk is continuing. Abs are basically gone, but damn, has there been some size packed on lately. People at the gym have made comments on it. I can kind of tell myself, but obviously since I see myself every day, it's hard to tell. I know I'm fatter, that's for sure. I can tell it in my face and my waist, but sometimes I can't tell elsewhere. Although, recently, it's become very obvious my arms are bigger, which will be the focal point of most of these images that you'll see. So the first chunk of images you'll see were taken from a Saturday night session recently. Normally I don't bother taking pics as mentioned in a recent Insta post, but I knew my 2024 update was coming up, so I needed some sort of receipts to show. Plus the gym was empty. There were like 2 middle-aged women there at some stage, but they were mostly on the cardio machines away from me and my tripod, so it's all fine. So this image was an in-action shot. I was filming myself doing some exercise, and this snap was taken whilst grabbing weights. So this shows there was like no proper flexing involved or any sort of proper positioning under certain lighting, and despite that, there is some solid size in the arms, for my standard anyway. Arms have always been lagging for me, so this is pretty nice to see. Next image is an obvious front double bicep, solid size but more work to be done. Another flex in the same setup, just tilt down more and watch your arm size double. Delts also look pretty solid and round here, so that's nice. Here is some weird flex. I don't know if this even has a proper name, but when you see people using the arm blasters, their arms look enormous. So I was kinda replicating that thing here. Here is another in-action shot. I was running towards my tripod to stop the footage. Nothing was urgent. It was just, the quicker I got this filming/recording/taking pics shit done, the sooner I can finish my workout and the sooner I can go home. On this night in particular, the Saturday morning, the New York Stock Exchange closed for the week, and Nvidia and Broadcom closed sharply in the red. Now, some technicals I had recently found did not catch the price direction as I had expected it to, so I was keen to get home to play around with the charts and figure out what happened. What happened?
What happened?
But obviously I wasn't going to try and look at this during my Saturday wagey job or whilst at the gym. Gotta stay locked in on the current task. I touch on this in an upcoming video on my YouTube monetization, and I'll make a future video about it, but you gotta go chameleon mode. You gotta change your colors to adapt to the environment. For this Saturday, I turned green for the money stat during the day whilst I was at wagey job. After wagey job, I turned yellow for the aesthetic stat. Now I am locked in on the gym. Is it time to turn purple for the investor stat yet? No, I'm currently yellow. I'm in the gym, that's the environment, gotta stay yellow to stay locked in. Stay focused on the aesthetic stat. Worry about turning purple, worry about the investor stat later. So I was locked in on gym, but that doesn't mean I had the time to dawdle and dilly-dally around all night. I still have other shit to do. So anyway, this action shot shows some decent size in one arm and some decent cap on my other shoulder, despite the fact, once again, being an action shot, I had no intent of flexing properly or being under the right lighting. And sheesh, yes, my legs look skinny. I do train legs, trust. These shorts just aren't the most flattering for my legs. Here's a vid of me walking to show how thick I am. Up close and personal, I do this pose a lot. It's obviously a shoulder flex. One arm looks way bigger than the other due to barrel distortion. It's some camera technique, although I didn't intend on doing this. I just literally didn't fit in the frame without doing this. So here's the image used in the thumbnail for this video. I didn't have a proper thumbnail since this is a very sporadic video, and for some reason it's toaster quality. Thanks iPhone. But look at the shoulders. They very clearly stick out from the rest of the body. And I hadn't even done a shoulder exercise in like 15 minutes at this point. Like, yeah, I'd still have some pump from the earlier exercises, but the pump was obviously better 15 minutes prior. And this also isn't the most ideal flex either. Like, I'm quite literally just standing there. And yet, the delts pop. Epic. The shirt I'm wearing does help. It's cut in a way that really emphasizes the arms. I literally just took a $10 shirt from Kmart, which is some like cheapo store here in Australia, and cut the sleeves off that shirt. It's slightly uneven, but you can't tell from this pic, or maybe you can, I don't know. Maybe I should do this thing going forward instead of buying new proper gym apparel. Although, if I can't even cut a t-shirt into a tank properly, I have no chance of cutting a t-shirt into a stringer. But anyway, seeing the overall size gained from this bulk is great. Helps me realize I'm headed in the right direction towards my goals. Also goes to show that the anatomy knowledge I used to deduce how to train the medial delts effectively is clearly working. Like, in proportion to the rest of my body, in my opinion, the shoulders are slightly more developed, which is made obvious in this pic. Those are my thoughts anyway. This pair of pics here is from another session, as you can tell by the different apparel. The left shows my arm without any sort of flex, slabbed on some decent size. The pic on the right was a proper flex, and it obviously shows the added size in my arms as of late. Last pic, this was after changing out of my work clothes into my home clothes on the night of making this script. As you can see, arm size is there, the waist is thickening as expected, but it's part of the plan. I'm in my cocoon era. So that'll do it. Quick bulking update for 2024. I'll talk more on the gym thing in an upcoming video. Thanks for watching. That is all.